think we're live, but we've just been having some technical difficulties. So I've got Tanya joining me, and we are going to. So, how's everyone doing? Oh my gosh, please let me know in the comments as we wait for Tanya to join. Hey,
Hey, Mosam, how's it going?
good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, look at you looking
Excited.
all radiant.
Thanks. How are you?
Thank you.
Go for it.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good.
We've got
I'm excited. I'm excited about
people.
the workshop happening next
Me
weekend.
too. Oh my God. Is it next weekend already?
hmm
That's time goes
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, we're
I
running a
thought,
2-day forgiveness and gratitude workshop with EFT
yeah,
tapping. For those of you who don't know, next Saturday, the 3rd of February, we will be sharing details throughout this live. It's a 2-day thing. What we're doing today is actually talking to you about gratitude. Now, specifically, I know gratitude is this buzzword. What we're doing today is really going in on some of our experiences with gratitude and also why we have chosen, well, for me, I'm going to share like why I practice gratitude and how it can be beneficial, right?
yeah. And this is all in relation to like personal power. You're unlocking your personal power. And a lot of it um, is just calling it back. Gratitude is almost equivalent to, um, oh, sorry. Um, Gratitude is equivalent to love. It's as high of a frequency as love, almost. And we're just going to be harnessing that. So we're almost like releasing whatever we don't need for wherever we're going, and then filling up that space with love and gratitude, and bringing all of that magical, juicy goodness back in. And it has changed my life. It has changed my
Mm.
life. It has changed, like, I've been incorporating a lot more of all of this, again, more strictly in a more sort of routine, non-negotiable manner over the last um, several weeks. And I can already tell the difference. And tapping is just going to revolutionize your world.
Mm.
It's
Game changer,
gonna rock the boat in a good way.
I like it. With the whole gratitude thing, it's so interesting because for me, I've always been someone who generally likes to make people feel good and share what I'm grateful for about them, about myself, just generally. And then it must have been around 2020 where I read, 2019, I read a study that said people that practice gratitude are likely to live 7 years longer than people who don't. Now, I don't know how they did this study. I don't know how it's proved, but I want to live for 7 years longer. And if it just takes practicing gratitude and saying thank you, it's an experiment that I want to play with. So
Yeah,
that's exactly why I started going down the gratitude route. And I found that the more I practice gratitude, I don't know how it is for you, but as you know, you're talking about how it makes you feel good, it makes you feel buzzy and alive. When I'm grateful to people, it makes them feel good and appreciated. The amount of times that I just randomly feel gratitude about someone and I think I'm gonna tell them what I'm feeling and why I'm grateful for them. And I'll send them a voice note. They end up saying, "Oh, by the way, I've got an opportunity for you. Do you wanna head on a call or jump on this?" Or I start getting more opportunities open, and even my own positivity, I become more optimistic and I'm more inclined to push myself to go into those scary rooms. So I'm already feeling more confident because I've got so
yeah,
much to be grateful for.
yeah. And that's how we're seeing personal power, right? Like, they're so directly related. Um, and I hear you, like, because it's the frequency of love. Like, they have slightly different frequencies, but they're almost akin to to the same thing. I mean, love can be gratitude, gratitude can be love, and expressing that. Can you imagine, like, just giving gratitude to someone, just receiving it from someone as well? It just makes you feel better. It's almost like, I always love this example. It's probably a little bit overused, but it still is really powerful. Is me giving you a gift, for example, and you're just like, oh, this old thing again. Oh my gosh, I don't like this. Like, yeah, whatever. Can I exchange this? You know, we hear a lot of those examples, and it kind of like, to the person who's giving it, it feels almost like, yeah, but I try, you know, I got you this thing. Like, what are you talking about? And then, as opposed to someone who's giving you, I'm giving you a gift and you're just receiving it with so much love and gratitude as well, you know, in return. As opposed to entitlement, you're responding from a space of, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Thank you so much. And it makes both people feel good. And yes, there might be nuances in that. You know, we're just looking at a perfect scenario in this instance, but it makes all the difference, because now you're almost like giving me the message like, oh, do more of this, you know. So it's like the universe giving us this stuff, and we're just like, oh, you know, acting like spoiled little entitled children of like, oh, universe, seriously, this? No. And then,
Okay, so I
yeah,
want to interrupt you because I have a bit of a question on that, and I know you say nuances, and
yes,
of course, like, so you mentioned, right, someone gives you something, give them a bit of gratitude. Okay, so let's say you give me something that I don't like. How do I practice gratitude in that?
great question. That's why that's specifically why I say nuances. You can still receive it with love and gratitude. You can still receive it from a space of, thank you so much for thinking about me. And that person doesn't need to know. Sometimes, not all the time. Again, I always say there's nuances. I don't like getting caught up in them just because we don't have that much time to dive into it. But it's there's always a way of responding and going back to someone from a space of gratitude and love, and just being like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for getting this thing for me. And then whatever you do, that is on you, right? Like, even if I'm giving you something, you saying that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, yeah, okay, fine. Like, now it's out of my hands and she can do whatever she wants with it. But hopefully it's also on, the onus is also should be on me to get you something thoughtful.
The thing is, I disagree. Look, guys, Muslim and I will openly disagree here, but I think, yes, okay, fine, get me something thoughtful, but maybe you don't know me and you just really love perfumes and they make you feel good, and you get me some perfume. Hi, Tete. You get me some perfume that makes me feel like blah. I'm gonna be like, speaking of perfume that makes me feel like blah. Someone just logged on who once gave me a perfume that I didn't like, and I took it and I loved it. And I told her, thank you for the gift, but it's crap. And it's
Yep.
okay. Of course, you know, it's depending on your relationship with that person, but it's more about practicing the gratitude and
Yeah.
honoring the fact that you are grateful, you are appreciative, like you say, of the fact that they thought of you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to love something to be grateful for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it again, that's where a lot of the communication stuff comes in. That's where a lot of the expression, which is a huge part of my work for that exact reason, is a lot of the times, you know, you find fake energy can be smelled from a mile away. If you're giving me that thing that I don't like, and you're fakely like, I can, you know, I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. You're going to feel that, as opposed to if I'm coming from a deep space of, oh my gosh, this is so thoughtful of you. Thank you so much. And then depending on our relationship and the level of maybe confidence or whatever that I have, I can come back and be like, yes, and I appreciate it. And this is probably not something that is like like for me, you know. Because a lot of the times we also have a way of, because we're projecting constantly, we're getting someone something they think they like because we like it, not thinking like, will they like it, right? So, but we're digressing, but
I think it's an
it's,
important digression. I
yeah,
mean, because, you know, last week, those of you who didn't join us, we spoke about forgiveness and how people can find it really difficult to forgive for various reasons. And so, just like with gratitude, people can find it difficult to practice gratitude. I mean, we're going down here into detail for one specific example, but of course, in the workshop, we'll go through more examples of how you can tune into gratitude even if you feel like it's impossible. Because
And
I think it's important.
finish.
I think it's important to know that regardless of where you are, of how bad things are, how negative it feels, there will always be something to be grateful for. And I'm a huge ass gratitude advocate. If you guys have been around in my world for a while, you know I have a 14-day gratitude boost. So I spend a lot of time studying gratitude, studying why we can't go into gratitude and how can we start to use that gratitude to make us feel good. And so I think it's important, like if you have those nuances, as Mohsen says, or questions about, but in this situation, I can't practice gratitude, or yeah, but this is not gratitude, this doesn't feel good. Like bring them to the workshop or drop them in the chat because
Yeah.
I want to address it. We want to address it and talk about it
Yeah.
and just really show you that you can practice gratitude to start to radiate and magnetize or manifest and attract things into your world.
And then I just want to add on top of that, you might be in a place, I've been on both ends of the spectrum, where when I first started, and I found gratitude, which was, I think, over 10 years ago now, it was very, very quick for me. Like in a split second, I was going through the magic, I think, is it? The practices and the magic or something from The Secret. And it was saying like, write down these lists. I don't even think the magic was out then. Maybe it was The Secret. I don't know, whatever it was. I digress. Is just, it was saying like, write down, all of these things and write down why you're grateful. And I started doing that. And every time I did that, if I was in a funk, like whatever it was, as soon as I wrote even the first one out, I was already like, I shifted. And for some people, it might happen as quickly as that. But I've also been on the other side of the spectrum where you're so down, you feel like nothing is working for you. And you're just in this really dark space, right? That's where I was in my like just some time back. And because we don't know what people's background is, they have different experiences, they have different traumas, and there's all of these things coming up to the surface. And that's why we're doing the forgiveness first, we're doing the release work first, to then come into space of, I have cleared that, I'm no longer having the weight of those things that are not serving me clouding my space for gratitude. Because you can absolutely be in a space of, oh my gosh, I'm writing 10 gratitudes and I'm really struggling. Or even after 10 gratitudes, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. What are people talking about? And that is something that I feel is not spoken about enough, that I'm really, really passionate about. Because for me, I went down a shame spiral where I thought, oh my gosh, just because they're saying, two things can't exist, like you can't feel grateful and or sad and grateful at the same time or something. Yeah, you can. There are very certain times, yes, you can, because you can write gratitude for, hey, I am grateful for water because it keeps me nourished, which I truly am. Water is life. But I just wasn't feeling it. You can be in a space where you're just not feeling it, and that is okay. And that is exactly what we're going to be diving deeper into, because everything we're going to share is going to address that, and we are here to support for that specifically. And that is one thing, like, I know maybe a lot of people, like I say, like a lot of people are not talking about it. There might be a lot of shame around, why am I not feeling the gratitude? Why am I not feeling the love? And I'm only after several years of working through all of those things, using all the tools and tips, techniques, all of that we're going to share in the workshop, is how I finally got into a space of, right now I can genuinely tell you, I feel so much gratitude to the point of, I am going to be crying. Like, I feel so much gratitude for a person, a thing, like an event, situation, whatever it is, to the point of, I am literally shedding tears. And I've shared this on my story a few times as well, but it's incredible to be in that space, to come up to that point of actually shifting the vibration, because then that starts creating a ripple effect into other areas of your life. Yeah.
That's true. It's true.
Thank
And
you for coming to my
it
TED
fits
Talk.
with and that's exactly why we're here, to share some of our experiences of where we've come from with gratitude and how much we've been able to progress with it. This is exactly why I guess it comes to sort of full circle with the workshop where we spoke about last week. We talked about forgiveness, which is what we're going to do to actually clear the slate and make the space. You know, we're not saying that we're clearing everything, but some of those things that you're holding on to that are either energetically or physically, I think,
Emotionally, even,
affecting
or
you,
physically, yeah.
affecting you in your world. Like, we're gonna break some of those chains so that you feel less resistance to wanting to practice gratitude. Plus,
Yeah.
give you different ways that you can practice gratitude, because it's not just as the whole boring write a list of 10 things you're grateful for. I mean, that's good too. It makes you feel good, especially if you're a writer and you like journaling. I go through phases of in and out. I mean, I have my journal there and I haven't used it in a while, but there are other ways that you can practice gratitude. You can dance through gratitude. You can talk through celebrations and wins. You can just observe your environment. There's so many ways that you can practice gratitude without making it feel like such a big thing. And this is
Yeah.
exactly where we want to be. We want to be at a point where gratitude almost becomes second nature, even when everything feels like it's going to pot. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I love that you say that, because it's reminding me of the practice that we used to do together as well. Where, you know, it's just so powerful because you're talking about these things. And again, we're going to go deeper in the workshop with these things, but
Mm,
it's just, it starts creating a shift. And even with, like, just, you can infuse it in so many different ways
mm,
that it doesn't have to be one thing. You can make a game out of it. And I'm probably giving spoilers here, but you can make a game out of it and just incorporate whatever feels good. And sometimes, a lot of the times people are very strict and rigid about, I have to have this morning practice and I have to have this afternoon thing and then this nighttime routine, and I have to weave that and do it, at this point of the day. And that's not always the case. Yes, it helps. Yes, it
mm,
helps with discipline,
mm,
but it works for different people. Sometimes at some stages in my life that has worked because I've
mm-hmm,
needed that. In other points of my life, I'm just like, oh, yeah, but it kind of feels a bit too rigid. And I need a bit more flow and, just a bit more play in my life.
mm,
Um, a little less structure in my life. Or it feels very confining.
mm,
And how can I bring that into my day to day? And I'm really, really passionate about making everything a part of your identity. So, I'm not gonna, even with all of the work and everything I'm doing, like, I will be giving people homework, I'll be giving them things to do. I dive, even some of the things that I've done in my Radical Self-Love book, is it is something that is integrated because we want it to be part of your identity. It's integrated as part of your day.
mm,
It's not going to take up any more time. And it's something
mm.
you can do. Sometimes it's something you can do while you're doing something, just the way you say, like, you can be walking and saying thank you. You can be
Einstein did
or feeling
that.
gratitude. Yeah, exactly. And I've done that practice, and let me tell you, it's work like that,
Mm,
super quick.
mm,
And you can be walking and feeling gratitude for every single part of your body, like all your limbs and all of that. You can be washing dishes and feeling like just really honing and in on it. So it really works in different ways, and that's kind of what we're going to be going deeper into as
mm,
well, is how do you make it a part of your identity,
mm,
um, truly, and get to a point of just incorporating it into your day to day, into just infusing it into every fiber of your being that you're doing. Like, I can keep going on and on
mm.
about it. Like, it's gonna be epic. I'm so
It's a
excited.
big one. And also, just to sort of add finally, at least on my part, you can add anything else, of course, but so many people that we look up to, so many celebs, so many people up there are constantly talking about the power of gratitude. We mentioned Einstein, who did the 120 seconds, I think, or steps of gratitude.
Yeah.
Oprah, Kevin Hart, Les Brown. These are some people that I look up to and follow. in love, and they all talk about gratitude too. And there are many of them. So if all of them in different industries as well, right? It's not like they're all doing the exact same thing and it's just a script that everybody's following. They're all in different industries, and somehow they all talk about the power of gratitude. Plus, science has said 7 years longer. I mean, why not
What's not to
practice
love?
gratitude? It makes you feel good. It's allegedly one of the highest frequencies on the scale of emotions. Why
It is.
not?
It is. You just summed it up perfectly. I have nothing to add.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to close off here, we'll remind you we have our workshop coming up, 2-day workshop. It's going to be recorded and there is an option to upgrade. Of course, all the links we are sharing on our profiles or on our pages. But is there anything that you want to say about it, Mosam?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that it is live, so you do get, the live, like to join us live as we're going through it. So we will be answering your questions, like working with you, and it is interactive. So we'll be taking you through like different sorts of interactive things that, we're going to be doing. And I'll be taking you through tapping, which has just revolutionized and changed my life. And
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait for you to just try it out and, implement it for yourself as well. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And then after that, you get lifetime access to the recordings. But I don't know. I like personally, I love attending live.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always a different energy, in as much as the recordings are powerful, because I know, like whatever we are sharing in this workshop is something that has absolutely changed our lives. And I'm not putting or saying that lightly. Like I cannot begin to explain like what it's done for me. Just incorporating these things as, and this is the foundation for everything else that you want to build on. You want to manifest things, you're wondering if how people are getting it so easily. This is the baseline. This is the foundation that we're setting up for everything. Um, whether it's manifesting, whether that's, better relationships, whether that is improved confidence, whether that is stepping into your main character energy, whether that, like, whatever it is across the board, um, this truly is the foundation. And I stand behind it, because as soon as and I mentioned this last week in our live when we were doing the forgiveness part, is gratitude had already, like, that was what I'd come across first, but forgiveness really changed the name of the game for me. And I think for you too as well, where we're releasing whatever has a hold over us. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be um, taking you through all of these things. It's going to be a real fun time because we both love
Saturday,
fun.
the
We both
3rd of
prioritize
February.
fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
Next Saturday,
And
3rd of February.
yes.
And then the second part. So 3rd of February, we're covering forgiveness. We're opening up the platform. We're throughout all this, by the way, we are going to be coaching you through it,
Yeah.
right? And getting to what your specific pain points are, which are another benefit of attending it live. 3rd of February at 6 p.m. Kenya time, which is 3 p.m. UK time,
UK.
which is 5 p.m. Greek time, which is 10 a.m. EST. Time zones confuse me, so I'm looking at my time zones. And it's $33, 27 pounds, 6,000 Kenyan shillings. And we do have a VIP upgrade option, which includes a whole lot of benefits that I don't want to bore you with, but it includes gratitude boost, radical self-love, coaching with us for another day after the workshop, also
Yeah.
the following
Yeah.
Saturday after. And that's a higher price point. So it's all in there, and we're going to share the links, aren't we? Is there anything else that you want to add before we close off,
No,
Mosa?
I think you've done a really good job. And we've tried to really keep it as accessible and the price point as low as possible. Because I truly, truly believe like this, I want this to reach as many people as possible. So if you, are feeling, or you've been struggling with um, certain relationships, you feel bitter, like, I'm trying to think of specific examples, but if you feel like something is holding you back, if you feel like there's just this weight on your shoulders, or no matter what you do, like nothing seems to be shifting for you, this is really going to help you unlock that, because that's exactly what it's done for me. And then or you want to just step into like more confidence, you know, you want to take your power back, you want to just become that hero of your life. um and become the main character, literally, you know, of your story, of the narrative that's being written, as opposed to feeling like you're just someone who's sitting on the sidelines looking in. This is really, really going to benefit you. And if you know of any friends, please pass this on to them as well. Get them to join, and to sign up. It is really, really going to, I cannot, like, I'm going to stop saying that because I know I'm repeating myself, but it's really, oh my gosh.
It's
I'm
going to
really
help
going
you tap into that
about it.
authenticity
Yeah.
of who you are.
Yes. And really just open yourself up. So yeah, and if there's anyone who still has, you know, legit, like genuine issues just meeting that, please come and talk to one of us. And then we'll see how we can sort something out for you, because we really, really do want this to reach as many people as possible. And yeah, if you sign up now, you get almost, what is it, a month of coaching with us on the VIP option, because the coaching, the support goes, it's like voice and text support. So it's essentially like, I know both of us that we're going to end up coaching in some manner. But we go for the normal option. We're going for up to 7 days after the workshop. And for the VIP option, you still get another 2 weeks after the workshop. 2 weeks? Yeah.
It's
two
all on
weeks
the
after the workshop.
website,
And you're getting, yeah, it's all on the site. So we're gonna put it somewhere. It's in the links in our bio. So, or if you can't find it, please just DM us. Yeah, I think we've gone on about it quite a bit, so they get the point.
So yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
you next Saturday. Any questions or comments? Just comment
Yeah.
on the video, DM us. Everything is open. We are here for you. You might as well
Yeah.
access us while you can.
Yeah. And
All right.
actually,
Thanks,
let's
Wilson.
just take a couple of minutes. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I'm gonna see if there's anything that's come through.
I didn't see
There's
any
nothing.
questions, no.
Yeah, I haven't seen any questions. Yeah, so if you have any questions, just hit us up, put it in the comments, slide into our DMs, and we would be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Thank you, Tanya. This was so lovely. And we will see you next time.
Thank you as
And
well,
next
Miss
week.
Wilson. Have a nice day and
You
speak to you later.
too. Yes.
Bye,
Bye,
folks.
everyone.
AKT, watch the
Bye.
replay. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Optimistic Agenda podcast. If you loved what you heard, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I would love for us to stay connected, and I'm always excited to hear your thoughts. Find me on Instagram at The Optimistic Agenda, where I also share more inspiration and behind the scenes moments. If today's conversation resonated with you, please do me a favor. Share it with your friends. Your support helps us spread the message and the good juju to more listeners. And if you could take a moment to leave a quick 5-star review, that would mean the world to me. It's like a virtual high five. Remember, you are so much more powerful than you were made to believe. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.